In this clip, we're going to work on the metal part on the borders and the corners for the trunk. So I will go first and make sure that I'm sitting in the correct texture set, so borders, that's all right. And then I will go to our layers. So what I want to have here is this kind of painted satin material or metal material that is going to cover everything, and that's the one that we're going to peel off later on. So in order to do that, I will just type paint, and this will bring in all of our painted materials here on our Smart Materials. So I will grab this one here because I already know this will work for us, and you can tell that it's working really close. However, the only difference is that the actual color shouldn't be that greenish color, but a black one. So I will go here to our base paint, and I will go to our properties, and I will basically get rid of the color information. So I will put a very darkish color. So that one should be working quite well and quite decent for now. Now let me just close that group there, and what I want to do is add an extra layer of rust or wear or decay to these borders. So let me just go here, and we're gonna frame this a little better, and here I will go back to our shelf, and I will go and look for the steel rust, which is a material that I already know will work for us. So this one here has a lot of story and will add a lot of wear to this object. So as you can tell, this is doing a pretty good job. However, what we need to do is mask this, so we only have this on the edges. Now, before we do that, what I want to do is go here and actually get rid of our tag there to look for materials. And I will look for this bronze armor. And the reason for this is because when we bring this material that we're creating here for the borders to the corners, I want to be able to get rid of this silver color and add this goldish color, because that's what is happening on our references and the type of trunk that we want to create here. So I will just drop this one here, and what I want to do with this one, I don't want to leave it as default. So let me get rid of this top layer, and I will go here and basically get rid of these edge damages. So I will go here and get rid of that one. So as you can tell, we have a kind of goldish border, which is also will work eventually if we want to apply this. But for now, I will just go ahead and group these two basic materials, and this will create a new material. So now that we have this new material here, I will just call this decay or something like that. All right, decay matte. And then what I want to do is add a mask. In the same way as the previous clip, it doesn't matter which color for now, because we're going to use a filter, and this filter will use a generator. So this new generator that we're going to use here, we're going to use on basically rely on one of these presets. So I will use this one here, which is going to simulate a metal wear. So I will come here and add that one there, and you can tell that right now it's fairly working. So let me just get rid of that, but it's all over the place. So what I want to do is modify this a little bit. So I will decrease a little bit of the wear on this texture and increase the contrast fairly enough, so we see a little bit of these edges working on here. So let me just zoom out, and I think this should be working quite well. I will increase a little bit the wear contrast, and also I will use this triplanar. As we have mentioned in a previous clip, this will basically project from all the cubic places of the UV. So basically we'll create a cube, we're gonna create a projection, so we're not gonna have a little bit of seams and imperfections on our UVs. Alright, so now that we have this, let me just try to find the good level here. So let me try to get something about here. Alright, now if we bring back our goldish color, it will work quite well. So now what I want to do is basically grab these two layers, and I will hit Command C on my keyboard, and then I will change to our corner set texture set. Then I will go to the layers, I will step in this original layer, and I will hit Command B, and this will paste both of them. So right now, this is working quite well. So now, under this layer here of the decay, I want to enable this bronze armor. So we're going to have these goldish corners. Then I will get rid of this rust here, and then I will modify a little bit these generators. So it doesn't feel like the same thing. All right, so let me just go something about there and then just try to get a nice value here. So we are kind of basically masking this corner based on what is its wear. So you can tell right now we have something nice working. I will go here to our texture set. I will bring in a little bit more of resolution for this corner. So you can tell that now this red line will load whatever procedural texture is going to match with this 1K or 1024 texture. All right, so now it's loaded, and now you can tell that the detail is working quite well. And I will do and repeat the operation for the other texture set on the borders. So let me go back there. This will change our texture set. I will go to our layers around here, and then the next thing I want to do is basically get rid of this bronze armor. Then I will go to our texture set settings, and I will include these to 1024. All right, so now let me go back to our layers, and once this have loaded all the texture, we have a little bit more of detail, and then again we can play a little bit with this generator, so we have a little bit of extra detail. So what I want to do is decrease a little bit of the wear because I want to have those kind of sharper edges there. I want to increase the contrast a little bit, and there you go. So now I will just hit F on my keyboard and we can see the object as a whole. Then let me zoom in and I will hit tab on my keyboard, so we are gonna maximize all of our 3D viewer. And then if you hit C on your keyboard, you can go through your different channels. So we can see how the color is working, the height is working, the roughness, which is really nice map here. You can see all the detail that it's having. The metallic, so white is gonna create a metallic surface, while the black areas are not gonna be that metallic, but will behave more like a painted area. Then the normal, the specular, and the normal plus the height. So you can see that all the details of this object are pretty much working, and we have painted the borders and the corners for our trunk.